Yo guys, what's going on? It's Lewis here, and we just had a crazy moment in the market, a little bit of a dump, and a ton of alerts just popped off in the VIP. So I need to make a market update ASAP right now to let y'all know. I'm going to be posting everything in this update in the Discord group. So if you want access, just join the free one and then go to join the VIP and click here if you want to be in the VIP. Or if you want to just, join the free one, I'm posting stuff up in there as well. So let's just get to it. Okay, so I'm going to start off with equities. I'm going to start off with the S&P 500 because I do actually believe that this is the reason why Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies did just take a huge dump, is because, as you can see, the S&P 500, the stock market, is going down. So we came into this huge resistance, which if you look at my previous, market updates, all my old ones, you can see I've had this resistance plotted out for quite a while now. We came into it. I was expecting us to hit it, come down, go right back up into it one more time, have a big liquidity sweep, and then fall down. But we ended up just, crashing straight down from it right after tapping it. I guess you could argue that this right here was the liquidity sweep, but still, we did end up going down. And the reason that you could tell why this turned bearish is because if you look right here, if you start right here, and then you see that the price moved up, right? So it moved up past all of these resistances and it broke above the resistance. And then it had a retest of the resistance as the support. And then it started to move up, right? So this was once this move started to happen, basically once this candle happened, that was a really good inclination that the price was going to move up. And so once it started that, it basically created the high, the low, and then a higher high, a higher low compared to that one, and then a higher high, a higher low compared to that, and then a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then an equal low right here. So this right here was the very first sign of the bears gaining control and the bulls losing momentum, because you could see this was a higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. There are all these higher lows, and all of a sudden we get an equal low. So when this happened, this wasn't like, okay, well, time to sell everything because the bears are in full control, but it definitely was showing that the momentum was losing favor for the bulls and gaining favor for the bears because it had that first equal low, right? And then it created a higher high on the close, but it couldn't get above this wick before falling back down. And once it fell back down, we had the very first bearish market structure break when the price fell below this previous low right here. So beforehand, the price on this move up never fell below the low. So you could see that we made a move up and the price did not fall below here. We made another move up. The price did not fall below this low. Another move up, the price did not fall below this low, and then another move up, price did not fall below here, and then even here the price did not fall below here. But finally, when this move happened, that was the shift in the market structure. This was the bearish market structure shift because we broke the structure from making higher highs and higher lows to finally making a lower low. So once that happened, now we're in bearish territory. The bears have gained all the momentum. The bulls are out of steam and fighting for their lives. So what do? You want to look for the bearish order block, which is the up move before the down move that broke the market structure, which is these two candles right here. And what happened was the price popped back up into it, just literally tapped it and then slammed back down, which typically happens sometimes. A lot of times you don't even get the retest, to be honest, on the move down. But this one, we did get a little tap of it before slamming back down, never got a retest of it again. And then what happened right here is boom, we made a lower low. So this was the first low, which was equal to this one. The price fell down, created a swing low, moved up, and then boom, we made another lower low compared to this. So this was another bearish market structure break, which means that this move up now becomes the bearish order block. So this move up becomes the bearish order block. And what happened? We got a move up into it, and actually the wick came above it. So this was probably really bad. I'm sure a lot of people got stopped out on the very, very, very top of this wick. But yeah, the wick came above it, and then we fell back down and created another swing low right here before, boom, crashing back down again the last 2 days, which again created another bearish market structure break. And now this right here is the bearish order block. So once this closed down here, we got a tap of the retest of the bearish order block, and now we moved back down. And what I really don't like, to be honest, is the fact that this candle right here closed below this level right here. So this is obviously a huge swing low area, and this area really should hold. So this is right here, this whole area right here is a support. So I'm just going to label that as green. And this is a pretty big support. So I do expect there to be a bounce here, and there should be I would expect there to be a bounce back up to at least here. But like the fact that it closed below here isn't really that good. Typically what I want to see is a close, at the level, and then maybe a bullish candle, like a long wick candle down, and then the close to be above the previous close back here. But because it did this, you gotta still be bearish. You gotta be bearish until there's some type of market structure shift, bullish market structure shift on pretty much any time frame. Because you go to the 12-hour, there's no bullish market structure shift. Go to the 4-hour, no bullish market structure shift. But we are in this zone, in this support zone. So maybe what's gonna happen is we're gonna get it, and it'll do something like this. It'll come up, come down, create a higher low compared to here, and then move up. And as soon as we break back above here, and we close up here, now this right here is going to become the bullish breaker, and then you could look for longs right here to long move up. But if we come up here and we just get rejected from this area, which is likely, or we simply get rejected from here and then fall back below and close back below here, then it's not looking very good. I gotta say, it's really not looking very good. But right now, I'm optimistic that we are going to get a bounce. So that's the reason. This is the reason why Bitcoin, just had this huge move down, and Ethereum had a huge move down. But I did buy on this move down. I bought here, bought some here, bought some here. So I stacked some orders in, I bought some, and I'm hoping for like a move back up, even though, damn, this doesn't look very good, to be honest. The RSI and stochastic RSI look really bad. So it's really tough to say. Because this looks terrible. Well, this is Ethereum. Let's just go to Bitcoin. Let's go to Bitcoin, and then we'll talk about it, and we'll chart the Bitcoin chart. Before we continue though, if you're liking this content, please give this video a thumbs up. Please like this video, smash that like button, and subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell notifications so that you stay updated and get notified whenever a new video drops. It does mean a lot, and it does help the channel out. So once you do that, we could get on to Bitcoin. All right, so speaking about Bitcoin, finally, weeks after I drew this out, we finally tapped, well, I guess we tapped the support zone right here and then had a nice move up. So I guess I could have, made a 5 or 6%. Well, I couldn't have made 6% gain, because that would mean I would get in at the very bottom and get out at the very top. But could have made a couple percent gain on this move up when it tapped the support zone that I laid out last time. But now I feel like we're in it, and this is more. And we tapped the horizontal and the diagonal line as well. So I like where we are now. So let me go back. Go to a higher time frame. Start off on the weekly. And I'll just go through this real quick. So yeah, going to the daily chart, you can see if you look left, we had this big cluster down here, and then all of these, all this huge mess down here, down below $20,000, or really underneath 25K. This is a huge zone. In my opinion, this was the deviation before the pop up. And then now we went back into no man's land, came back up into the previous cluster, fell back below it, fell back, and jump back into it. And I don't want us to go back down below it. Like if we go back down below this again, then we're falling back down below this major support. And we're doing that for the, second time or I guess the third time really. And I would expect to see, I don't know if I would really expect to see something all the way like this, but this right here is the weekly bullish breaker. So let's go to the weekly time chart and just look at this, what's going on right now. So we have this move up right before the move down. So you would this was when this happened, when this closed down here, this was the weekly bearish order block. But once this move happened, when this giant move happened, then this became the weekly bullish breaker, because you would expect the price to come up, tap it, and then go back down, just like how I showed you on the S&P 500, but it didn't. It just like popped all the way back up. So then you have to now you have to look at this and say, okay, well, this is the weekly bullish breaker, so we should come down to here and then pop up. So what I'm looking at is I see that we have this makes a little bit more sense on the daily chart. We have all of this support right here, all of this, diagonal support right here, tapped it again right here, tapped it again right here, and now we, came in and we finally tapped it again right here. So we have this huge diagonal support. It lines up, going back to the weekly chart, with this huge area, this huge cluster, all of the support that happened right here, which also was major resistance. This, just sort of tanked right through it, which is a little weird. But this area was support / resistance. So now we're coming back into it. Should be somewhat of a support, or there should be just some activity over here. This is an area of interest is what this is. So this is an area of interest. I drew out this, I was looking for something like this. I wanted it to come down in here, consolidate for a little bit, dump really hard, wick, have a big wick down, and then a big move up. And that's pretty much what this is right here. So we got this, which is a swing failure pattern. So we got the swing failure pattern. If this closes, I guess we still have 20 hours on the daily chart. So maybe go down to, we still have 8 hours to go before this closes. But if this closes up here, basically above this line, then we tapped basically some type of liquidity underneath the diagonal support. We formed a bullish hammer at the support, and we had a swing failure pattern at the support, and we're on the daily 200 the 12-hour 200 EMA. So which I don't really use moving averages that much, but I mean it does hold some type of significance. So there is that too, just as an added confluence. Plus, we are at I guess we're not really at the 50%. Ideally, what you want to do is you want to buy when the price goes below 50%. So you want to buy, at the 61.8 or the 78.6, somewhere down below the 50%, because that's what's known as the value zone. It's the discount area down here. But sometimes you don't get that. And so it's possible that, we're not going to get that. This was a pretty scary drop, even though it doesn't look scary while you're looking at it on the charts. For me, at least, I felt like a little scared, and I felt like, oh man, I want to sell when this happened. Luckily, I didn't. Luckily, I bought, because I use my emotions now as a guide to buy or sell. And so if I really feel like oh man, I want to sell, I'll usually just buy, and that typically works out. That's what happened last time. There was a huge sell-off, and it ended up working out pretty well. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, so this is Bitcoin right now. Like I mentioned, we tap the weekly. Okay, so hold on a second. So on the weekly chart, we didn't. That's the only thing. We didn't actually tap the weekly bullish breaker yet. We didn't actually tap this. If I extend this out, it just missed. It just missed it. So that is sort of annoying. That is a little bit annoying. I really wish that we would have tapped. If we would have tapped this, I would be a lot more confident, but we didn't. So I'm not super confident, but given the fact that we did have an SFP, and we, came into a support area, and it's looking okay, then I'm gonna take a trade. I'd like to take a trade, and I'll just put my stop down, underneath the wick, depending on where this ends up closing. if this comes all the way back down here, then it's I don't know, it's just gonna be a shitty candle, and I don't know if I really want to stay in a trade like that, you know. One thing that is concerning, like I mentioned, the RSI and the stochastic look like absolute garbage. You don't want to see it flatline. You see how it's flatlining down here? Like, that's really, really bad. I'd much rather see it, obviously, by the time this V shape happens, the price already jumps up like tremendously. But before, there are times when that happens, when the price doesn't just jump up like crazy, and I want to find something like that, like this one right here. This was a move up, and it was, you know, a sharp move up. We flatlined for a second, but then we had a sharp move up. I like that. Maybe down here. I like this. Yeah, I like this move right here. We came down, and then boom, we had a nice solid move up, and then the RSI shows you that. But if it just like comes down, flat lines, and doesn't like do anything, that really isn't that good. Looking at the MACD. Okay, so we're obviously, the MACD is pretty low, and typically what you want to do is you want to wait until one of these bars turns to the lighter. I don't know if this is lighter or darker. I guess you could say that this is darker. The darkened red. And that way, that's one signal of getting in. So just using these indicators, but also obviously using the candlesticks, using the chart patterns, something like this, something like what I showed before, you know, something where it comes down and does that, you know, any type of pattern that you could see on the chart. That is something to look for first. So first you want to look for the candles and the chart patterns, and then you could use the indicators as confluence. That's typically what I found to be a good trading strategy. So you could start entering here, and you know, as super aggressive, or you could go down to a lower time frame and wait for some type of confirmation or some type of bullish market structure shift. So if this comes up, closes here, comes down, and then comes back up and closes up here, then it's like, okay, you could try to enter somewhere around here with a stop down here, and that would make more sense, because it's bullish on that. At least it's bullish on the 1 hour. It might not be bullish on the 12 hour, but it's bullish on the 1 hour. So yeah. I'm already in because I'm a degenerate. And so we have, that's pretty much Bitcoin right now. If this doesn't hold, honestly, like if this level doesn't hold, then yes, this entire weekly bullish breaker is technically the next support, but this is a huge, you know, 28.4 all the way down to 26.6. But I would expect it to bounce off the 61.8, so 27,350 area to 27,100 area, and that's why I drew this specifically right here. I expect it to like bounce, do like a quick drop, looking like something like this, and then move up. And that's what I would look for if this area does not hold. If this SFP like gets broken, then this trade is pretty much invalidated if it closes back down. Honestly, if it closes back down like 3/4 of the way of this candle on this 4 hour time frame, then it's not going to look very good. And it doesn't look very good right now, but it is what it is. So that is Bitcoin. So now I think we could move on to Ethereum, and just, I'm going to go down Ethereum, Dogecoin. I really like Dogecoin, and just keep on going down the list. All right. So now for Ethereum, I'm looking at ETH, and this is what I drew out on ETH. So we hit the 50%, you know, and I'm really hoping for basically a bounce on Ethereum too, although just like Bitcoin, the RSIs look really bad. This does not look good, and the volume doesn't look very good either. So I'm not too confident. However, looking on the higher time frames, we have this major support, you know, on the diag, which, all right, yeah, we actually closed below it. So Ethereum, Yeah, this does not look good for Ethereum. The fact that we closed. Wait a minute. No, we have 19 hours. We have 19 hours. So Ethereum has not closed below this yet. We have 19 hours to see what this does. Let's go down to the 12-hour chart. There's 8 hours left. So we still have some time to see what's going to happen in this area. Similar to Bitcoin, if this does close down here, basically if this closes below 1800, yeah, if this closes below here, I'm not gonna have much confidence, and I think we're gonna go much lower. So probably gonna lose another, 2% at least, but probably come down to 1745, 3%, something like that. Let's look on the higher time frame. Let's go to the weekly chart, see what we got. So we got, let's see here, this major area. So yeah, this is a pretty major area. We haven't gotten back into it yet, but on the weekly chart, we made a lower low, right? A low, a high, a lower low, but then we made a higher high. So the fact that we made a higher high makes us range bound right now. And so we need to have, it needs to have a higher low. Otherwise it's going to remain in that would be weird. It would be weird for it to make a higher high and then to make a lower low. Unless this was obviously just this could have just been like a total liquidity grab or something like that. But yeah, this is a pretty nice area. This is a pretty nice area to long down here. Even 1760. Where we are right now is like an aggressive long, but it does make sense given how much support was in this area. We might see wicks down like how we had over here, all these wicks. But yeah, this doesn't seem like that bad of an area. Obviously, we just need to wait to see what this candle is gonna do. But we are getting some buyers, coming up. Maybe on the lower time frames, if we see some type of bullish market structure shift on the lower time frames, then that could give us more clues to actually enter. Right now, obviously there is none. It's just lower highs and lower lows just consistently. So we really need to see some type of shift on the lower time frames, which there are none, in order to get super bullish. So yeah, this is just being really aggressive going in right now. This I do like the RSI and the stochastic on the RSI on the lower time frames, which is good. This just hasn't translated into the higher time frames yet. So maybe what's going to happen is we're going to get higher lows on the RSI, and this might come down a little bit further as the RSI goes up, and maybe we'll get a double bottom, or maybe a bullish divergence on the MACD while this comes down, and then we'll get the actual move up and that's on the 1 hour. I don't know how long that'll last or how high that'll go, but that's pretty much what I drew out here. Like if you just take this, and you do this, okay, it comes up and then falls back down and then moves back up. So basically like this. Man, the higher time frame, the higher time frame you go, the more important or significant these are, and it looks so bad. I just don't really have that much. I don't have that much confidence right now. I punted, like I mentioned, but I have a feeling I'm gonna get stopped out. So yeah, that's Ethereum. Like I mentioned, higher time frame. We closed below this major diagonal, which I don't like the fact. Yeah, I really don't like the fact that like I mentioned, we have not closed below the major diagonal yet. So I really want to see a reclaim. I really want to see a reclaim of this. Otherwise, Otherwise, it's not going to be good. We closed below it on the 4-hour, but yeah, I want to see a reclaim like big time. That would give me some confidence. Right now, I don't have that much confidence. I don't have too much confidence in Ethereum. Let's look at Ethereum against Bitcoin though. So this is my Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart. Basically, I like how it moved up. You know, from here it was down only, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Boom, had the market structure shift up, came down to this key area right here, and basically this was the bullish breaker. Boom, nice move up, came back down, and it hasn't done much. Like this really is sort of just, yeah, this is literally just consolidating. Like don't really know what it's gonna do because it's literally been in the same range for quite a long time now. But it is higher. You know, it had the nice move up, and that was after it created a higher low. So technically it's still sort of, no, this is range bound because it created a higher low right here and then another higher low right here, but then it created the lower low back here. So yeah, this is range bound right now. Not something that I really, trade. So I'm in it. I'm in ETH. Like I stacked some ETH. I traded some Bitcoin for ETH, like back here, just on the way down, and then obviously like down in this area, it's just stacked a little bit more. So I think my average price is somewhere is right around here. I do like the RSI. I like these indicators more on this chart, the Ethereum against Bitcoin chart. So I do like that. And then also there's the total market cap, for altcoins. And let me just check this real quick. Sorry, not the total market cap, the dominance levels. So the dominance levels for altcoins. And I would expect the dominance levels to continue moving up. So I would expect more money to go into alts, like including Ethereum up until maybe this area right here, which is the bottom of this huge consolidation before rolling back over. And once this gets hit, once it comes up here, I would definitely want to be scaling out of Ethereum and going back into Bitcoin and scaling out of any alts that I'm in, because I think that alts are gonna, according to this chart, continue to get hammered. That's like severely punished. So that's this chart. But in the meantime, until we reach this area, until we get back up here, then I think alts could still do pretty good. The dollar itself is looking super strong on the weekly. On the daily, it's not looking like it's losing any momentum at all. And I expect it to move up to the yearly. I expect it to move up to this to minimum right here. So 103.8 and probably like 104. I think 104 is a good area. Although I do have it, potentially moving up to 105. I think once it reaches up here, especially if we start seeing, some weakness, then that could be a good indicator to go more into, crypto and, be more risk on in crypto, as it might roll over from up here from these levels. Although it is looking pretty strong right now. So there's that. Now I want to talk about a coin that I do think the RSI looks good, and I do think that the chart looks good, and that is Dogecoin. So as you may or may not know, everyone in my VIP group knows, and everyone in my actual Discord group knows that I am really heavy into Dogecoin, because I think that out of all of the different coins, Dogecoin has the highest potential to make the most gains over the next 3 months, pending that Elon Musk comes out with some type of payment infrastructure on X.com. It's very obvious that that's his game plan, and it's also very obvious that he wants to incorporate Doge, and it's very obvious that he's a big component of Doge. So whenever the payment comes out, whenever the payment app comes out on X.com, he's obviously going to have cryptocurrency be a part of it, and that's obviously going to just shoot Dogecoin up tremendously. And maybe it only shoots it up to back to the highs over here of 82 cents. Okay, well, even if it does that, that's still an insane gain. That's still 20%, right? So 20% in 3 months, let's say, or even if it takes 4 months to make 20%, that's huge. And that's what you need to start thinking of, or at least that's what I'm thinking of. So many people in crypto, they think, oh, I need to make 100% gains, or I need to make 50% gains, or if I don't make 10% a week, like, it's crazy. But in traditional markets, like, if you make freaking 10%, in 6 months, then you make another 10% 6 months after that, you make 20%. Let's say you make 20% per year, and you make 20% per year consistently. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So if you can make 30% one year, and then just literally not lose anything the next year, or maybe just lose 1 or 2%, or just back off the next year, and then so you don't make anything, but then you make another 30, 40, 50, let's say you make another 30% the year after that. Well, that would be an average of 20% per year, which is absolutely phenomenal, because if you beat out the average, which is like 12 or 13% in the S&P 500 per year, and you do that consistently, or as like an average, and you make more than that, then you're like a god in the investing world. So if you can make 20% per year on average, and it's not making 20% one year and then 20% the next year and 20% the next year, but making 30% when there's huge rallies and it's really, really good, and then when things are shit, you maybe don't make anything, but then when the next year after that you make another 30%, that's 60% in 3 years. That averages out to 20% per year, which is better than average. So that's one way to think of, looking at the market. So when I see this and I see, okay, I can make 20%, I have a potential to make 20% in 6 months. Okay, let's say I make 20% per 6 months. If I don't do anything for the next, 6 months after that, well, I just made 20%, but it's very unlikely, especially in crypto, that I'm not going to make anything else the 6 months after that. But in these conditions, when it's not in easy mode, I just think that you have to be super careful, and you can't really do, it's obvious, you can't do the same things that you do in the bull market. But I do think that Dogecoin has the highest potential out of any coin to do extremely, extremely well in 2023, just because of Elon Musk. And what I've done before in the past is literally one of my strategies was to just buy Dogecoin every day and then sell when there was pops up. I did that. I think I did that back here. Yeah, I did that back here. So I started buying Dogecoin, and I bought it I started buying right here, I think, and I literally bought it every day from here in May all the way to October. And then my average price was somewhere around here, I think. And then when this happened, I made a killing. It was 40%. I made some huge number, 35%. And this was a super easy strategy. It didn't hardly took any time at all. I just needed to set up the bot to just buy, and then set my sell order, a certain number of percentage above my average buy price. And then when this happened, I made it. And it's 35% a year. It's how many people make that? Not a lot, So I'm really expecting that to happen again, which is why I've been averaging into Dogecoin literally since I started right here. I started right here once we regained this area, and even though I should have started down here, to be honest, because I've had this area plotted out for a while. But yeah, I'm just averaging into Dogecoin, and I'm pretty heavy into it right now. So I do like it right now. Just looking at this chart. So let's just look at the weekly chart. Look at the weekly chart. What happened here? We had this giant move up. This was the down move before the up move that broke the market structure, so that means that this was the bullish order block. The price came down into the bullish order block, and then had the move up, created the high, the low, the higher high, and now hopefully the higher low. So I'm hoping that this is it for Doge, and that it's going to, basically turn around from here. It's very possible that it won't. It's very possible that it just dumps down back into the accumulation zone, down here. I'll just put that over here, which is all of this area. It's very highly likely that it'll do that. But if you look at Dogecoin against Bitcoin, one thing that I noticed is that this is the low, And every single time it has a swing low like this and then a big move up, the price comes back down to right below the low. Like here's a low and it goes right below it. And then it starts its ascent up. Yeah, it starts its ascent up from there. So, I mean, you could see it, you could see it right here. This was a swing low. And then right here, you can't really see it on this chart, but I'll go to the daily chart. But yeah, this was the low, and then it had this move down below it before it started the ascent up, right? Same thing right here. This was the move below the actual lows. Like this was the swing low. The price dumped all the way below it before it had this giant move up. It's almost like it wants to just destroy everyone. Like look back here. Here's the swing low, big move up, bam, all the way down below it, and then a huge move up, came back down below it again, below this swing low, boom, huge move up. So honestly, buying Dogecoin whenever, even look right here. This one must have really. Can you imagine? Buying Doge somewhere over here, holding it this entire time, holding it all the way up here, having it fall all the way back down, and then selling it back into Bitcoin because it fell below the previous, the lowest low, and it made a new low, like all-time low back here, and then you just see like this huge jump happen. So every time Bitcoin falls below the previous low, I like to buy it. The only time it didn't happen was right here when this was the previous low, and then obviously it fell below it and it did not have a huge move up. That one did not work. But for the majority of times, when you see a swing low on the Dogecoin BTC chart and it falls below it, it's typically a good opportunity to get in. Even back here, it falls below it, but we still had a move up to be able to get out for like somewhat of a gain. Even back here, fell below these swing lows and it pops up, have a huge opportunity to make a good gain back here. And yeah, that typically just continually happens. So right here where we are now, we made this low and then we fell below it, and now I think that we're moving up. The only other thing that might happen is that we fall below this low but if we fall below this low, which is, totally likely, 88% retrace, that's usually where the institutions like to get in, then I would expect it to, pop up drastically. So I don't know. I'm not too worried about Doge. I'm in it. And it's probably it's definitely my biggest position right now. So we have that. And now let's look at a technical perspective. Like I mentioned, we had this weekly bullish order block that got tested right here, move up. And then this right here is the new weekly bullish order block. So let me do this right here. Where's my little handy dandy tool? Boom. All right. Put that like there. And then I'll just label it as my bullish OB. Go down to the daily chart. And then, so we tapped this is it. Like we tapped the bullish order block into the area of interest. And now we're moving up. Let's go down to the 4-hour chart. Nothing on the 4-hour chart yet. But this is why I got into it. So this is the 1-hour chart, and this is what I like. So it's like this. Imagine this. Dogecoin is up here, right? Let's say Dogecoin is right here. You plot it out on the higher time frame. You plot it out, where was it? On the weekly chart, this bullish order block. So that's step one. Bullish order block right here. You plot that out. And let's say Dogecoin was like up here at that point, right? So then you go down to the lower time frame and you wait. And you just wait. Okay, boom, it falls down into your area of interest. What do you do now? Well, you could just buy it. You could just, have your orders in to just buy it right here. But sometimes what happens is the price just literally dumps straight through it. And if you have your buys in to just automatically buy, it is more risky. It's a lot more risky because you don't know like what exactly is going to happen. You could just spot buy, and then if it falls, down, look to add more maybe through leverage, or maybe just add more capital to your account and then lower your average buying price. Because typically, if it does fall down much further, then it's going to end up bouncing some sooner or later. But that's the whole strategy that you'll have to come up with on your own. But the more safer strategy, and the strategy that I've learned to do by experts, is to wait until it hits your area of interest, and then go down into the lower time frames and look for reasons to long. And what do you see here? This is what I see here. The price came down, tapped the area, came back up. When this candlestick happened, there's no reason to enter a long. But then what happened on the very next candlestick? We had a swing failure pattern right here. We had a SFP, okay? So we had a SFP right here, and a bullish hammer candlestick on the 1 hour chart into the area of interest at the support. That's a reason enough to go long right here. You could literally just go long right here. Okay, find a target wherever you want your target to be, and have your stop be below here. And if you didn't get into that, or if you got stopped out, let's say on this candle right here, well, this candle right here is an even more powerful candle. This is a Dragonfly Doji into the support that you could literally just buy as soon as this candle happens, this long wick bullish candle. Boom. This also had the SFP. So you have a Dragonfly Doji at the support with the SFP. That's a great reason to go long. So you could go long right here, and then basically, do the same thing, like have your stop underneath the candle, and then, just target wherever you want to target, whether you want to target here or here. I'd probably go to like a higher time frame to try to get a better risk reward. This is too high of a, I'm not like, this is for my spot position, but like for the trade that I just entered, I'm going to probably take my profits right here, because this is the bearish order block. So yeah, this is where I would take my profits for Dogecoin for this trade that I'm in. So whether I entered right here, or whether you entered, let's say you enter up here, right here, as soon as this candle happened, and it created this bullish market structure shift. So from this candle up here, either or, these are okay trades. These aren't terrible trades. Obviously, for like, let's say this trade, the RR is 1.38, which is not the best. I like 1.5. But it's all up to your system, it's all up to your system. If you really want to, get more technical with it, make sure that your RR is that good. You could just, and you didn't get in down here, you could try to do this 1.72 R trade by putting your entry in at the high of this candle, which I guess technically was the bullish order block down move, but for the up move that broke this market structure, you could try doing that. So anyway, that's Dogecoin. My views on Dogecoin, my view on the market in general of basically what I think is going to happen, and why I entered some Dogecoin right here. And let's say that this fails. Okay, so I'll exit my trade right here. I'll have a loss to my account, probably around 3% or so, and then I'll just look for entries at lower prices. Like I'll look for entries, I'll probably just get in at the accumulation zone, or maybe down here, probably down here at 0.0623. So that's Doge. Also looking at Doge against BTC. I mean, this obviously doesn't look amazing, but I do really like this, and I like where it's at right now. Like this is a good area, because where's my little handy dandy tool? All right, boom. Like this, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, boom, down and then up. So this right here is, I mean, this whole area down here is the first, is one area. But once this broke, this became the area to long, and then you long right there. And now once this broke, this is so sloppy, but basically this is the area to long. And so, I mean, it did sort of rebound already, but I'm still liking it. Let me look at Doge against ETH though, because I actually haven't done that. So, well, I mean, I did, but yeah, Doge against ETH. Same thing with Doge against ETH. I like how it fell below this major area had this huge, sorry, let me do this, huge SFP on the weekly time frame. And now I'd probably want to get in. I think right here is probably the best area to get in. So if I'm looking at Doge against ETH, I'll probably want to trade some of my ETH for Doge around here, and which is like where we are right now. So weekly, where is it? Okay, so yeah, we got that, and I would expect a move, a move up from right around here. So anyway, I think I shilled my Doge bags enough on this stream. But yeah, I like Doge, so I just wanted to put that out there. Now I'm going to go over a whole bunch of other coins. Okay, so I just asked everyone in the Discord any coins in particular you would like me to chart, and I got INJ, ARB, and KDA, so I'm going to chart those. And once again, if you're liking this content, please give a thumbs up to this video, like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications so you get notified. And now we'll go into the other alts. All right, so next up on the list is INJ, and we're going to do this and look on the weekly chart. What do we have? We have it coming all the way down and forming this nice accumulation zone, this sideways accumulation zone, and really just like a lot of other coins in the beginning of the year, it ended up having a huge rally in 2023. Damn, nearly 700%. That's absolutely insane. And where did it actually come from? It came from this right here. Look at this. Weekly bullish order block down move before the up move that just broke the market structure, totally broke the market structure. Crazy up move. Same thing back here. Like what happened right here, this was a down move before the up move that broke the market structure. When the market came down here, it bounced right from there and then just, shot up. So when it came down here again, it literally had the accumulation, bounced up there. I'm sure a lot of people got stopped out or just, gave up right here. And then it had this really nice move up. Sort of upset that I didn't catch this because obviously this was an insane move. I just, not really paying attention to INJ, although I probably should. Maybe they're doing something behind the scenes. If you know that INJ is doing something, fundamental and it's good, hit me up or just, leave a comment below and let me know, because I'll have to look into it. Also, if you want me to, look at anything fundamentally wise, I'll look into those. So you could leave those down below in the comments below also. So we have this weekly bullish order block. Let me actually do this weekly. There you go. Weekly bullish order block. Boom. Tested it, retested it. Bam. Had this huge freaking 700 move up. Then what do we got here? We have the move up, the move down, retested. I really like this. So retested this area right here before just soaring up again. And then this right here is the new weekly order block. So this area right here is the area that I would be looking to, go into INJ, because this is the down move before the up move that broke the market structure right here and back here as well. So we have this is really big. Also, you could tell that this is I don't know if this is 61.8, but yeah, 61.8, boom. So this is the 61.8 golden ratio. It created a double top, and not only a double top, but this top was lower than this top, which signifies that the momentum of the buyers has fallen and the sellers are in complete control when it comes to INJ right now. This wasn't a weekly SFP, but it was definitely a lower high, and that's not good at all. Obviously. And then I mean, the other thing is that technically we had the high and, came down low, high, lower low, equal, I guess higher high, but then we made a lower low. So this is all chop. This is nothing but chop, just to chop everybody up. And then we made the higher high. But it just couldn't get above it. Just like how when Bitcoin, hit 60. Actually, never mind. I was going to reference the top of Bitcoin, but we actually went higher, the second top of Bitcoin. But yeah, anyway, on this one, it looks really weak. It looks really weak. The RSI is turning over. The stochastic RSI is turning down. The MACD, oops, sorry. The MACD, all right. MACD doesn't look too bad on the weekly, but it doesn't look good either. So yeah, bad, neutral, oh, look at the volume as well. Super, super terrible volume declining. Yeah, this looks terrible. I'll actually want to short this. So this is, thank you for pointing this out, because this is definitely one that I want to short. This is probably the area that I want to short it. Let's look at go down into a lower time frame now. So we have the daily time frame, and on the daily time frame, things don't look as bad. Let's see, things actually look way better on the daily time frame. So short term, yeah, I see it coming back. I do see it coming up, but I think there's better coins out there than one that's, you know, rallied 700% and then had another, you know, move back up to the rally and then started falling. Like, I would like to get in at the 61.8 on the move down, or maybe like right here. Let's see, go to the weekly. Is that this wasn't even this wasn't a weekly order block, but let's see, hold on a second. Maybe there was something over here. Yeah, let me do this. Boom. Where's I should probably put this over here. So this right here was the bearish order block, and it did tap it and fall, which is good. But then when it came above it, so there's two options really. There's two options. You could look at this as the bullish breaker, which it was respected. Okay, it was respected. Or you could look at it how I sort of just looked at it right now, which is like, okay, waning momentum, loss of momentum from the bulls, bears are in control, nice wick up, move down. Weekly looks bad on all of these indicators, declining volume. This just seems more powerful to me than a bullish breaker that was tested once, 2, 3 times and is looking like it's going to be tested a 4th time. I think that this right here at $4.70 is where I would want to get in to INJ. Now, of course, we do have the 200 daily moving average, which is coming up, and all of this. But yeah, no, I'm not liking it. I think honestly, I will short this to right around here, and that's going to be my play. So let me put on a little thing like this. And, you know, I don't know how it fares that like one coin like INJ will go down while other coins move up. Like, I don't know if that's going to happen, because typically the market, you know, moves in sync, and I want all the coins to go up. But this is just what I'm looking at when I see INJ. You know, it hit the 50 twice, bounced off of it, and then came back to. Also, this sort of looks like a head and shoulders pattern right here. So let me do this. We have, I mean, you could probably tell right now, but left shoulder, okay, head, that's a little toe head, and the right shoulder, I mean, it was so weak. It was so weak and so much selling pressure that the right shoulder didn't even get back up to really where it should have. So that just means that there's a lot of weakness right here. So if there's a lot of weakness like right here, and we're so close to it, that I don't have confidence that it's going to come back above it. If it does come back above it, then I would long here, you know, and just, you know, aim for new highs above here. But I just don't really see that happening. I see it continuing to move down. So yeah, this is going to be, damn, get out of here. Sorry. There you go. This is going to be my game plan. Let's just do something like this. Yeah. Boom. Daily bearish order block. All right. Sorry. Boom. Yeah, so this is it. Just summed up. I don't like the head and shoulders pattern at the top. I don't like the liquidity sweep on the 12-hour, the higher high followed by the going back into the range. I don't like the lower low on the daily that I showed you before, and I don't like the chop over the last 3 months. So I would short it. If it comes back up to this bearish order block, I'd put my stop up here. If it does come back up here, then I would look to long retest, maybe for new all-time highs. But I would do this, take profit first, take profit 1 at the previous support, take profit 2 at the 61.8. And that is the thing for ENJ. Next up is ARB, ARB and KDA. So I already put ARB in here, but I'll plot it out for you guys, or I'll show you what I was looking at. Honestly, it's super simple. Just let me find it wherever it is. ARB crypto. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. So what did I plot out? I plotted this out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times the price came down to this area and shot up. So somebody is trying to make this the floor. This is the floor, and somebody has a lot of money that wants $1 to be the floor for ARB. So, you know, it came down a little bit below it, did close a little bit below it. That was a little scary, but it's on its way back up, and I think that this is going to hold, or at least I'm hoping that this is going to hold, and it's going to move up. Also, the RSI looks really good. The stochastic does not, but the regular one does. The MACD is neutral, so nothing really to say about that. Look at the volume here too. Unlike the last one with the volume that was going down, ARB has volume that's going up, so that's a really good sign, really good bottoming sign as well. Also, it's obviously a layer 2, like Optimism has been doing really well, and ARB, maybe it's time for ARB to catch up. Maybe rotators will go from Optimism into Arbitrum. Who knows? Arbitrum, I like Arbitrum as a fundamental play. I like it as a long-term hold. I think that it has a lot of potential. It has a huge team, you know, a lot of stuff going for it. So I would love to. So I'm getting in right here. So this is the 12-hour, and you know, it has this major insane support, right? Which also is, you know, coming after this deviation play, which also increases the chances of it holding. And then if you go down to the 1 hour, look at what it's doing right now. This is good. This is like people are buying, like some whale is buying ARB right now. I just transferred a ton of ETH into Arbitrum because I think that Arbitrum is going to outperform Ethereum, and you could figure that out by typing ARB USD and then dash and then ETH USD, and then that will pull up the chart of Arbitrum against, you know, ETH. You could do this for any coin that you want, but look at this. Look at how far down Arbitrum is against Ethereum. It's back down at the major support area, and it's moving up. So, you know, I was holding half my account in Ethereum, so why not just move that over to Arbitrum, take it, you know, ride it up for 5-6%, and then cash out, and then go back into Ethereum. You know, and why not do that? That seems like a pretty obvious play. Let's see what ARB. I don't think I actually have to do this whole thing for BTC, but ARB against BTC, yeah, ARB against BTC looks really good as well. It's at basically the lowest point that it's been at, the lowest support area. So if it loses this, like, that's really bad, but you know, it has not lost it. It's bounced from it. Looks pretty good. Nice RSI. And look at the, you know, go down into the lower time frames, and you could see that it's, you know, someone's buying up ARB right now. In fact, I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to buy more. So yeah, that is ARB. I think that this will hold, and you know, you could literally just buy here, stop underneath here, and that's your trade. Well, it's not totally a trade. It looks like every single time that we did pop from this area, we came up pretty drastically, to be honest. Let's see. This was one of the lowest times, and this was pretty much the lowest time that we bounced from this area, because all the other times, you know, we came up here, we came up here. Maybe this was the lowest time. This was probably the lowest time, because we never came back down after here. So really, you know, that's all the way up here. So yeah, this would be the lowest time. This would be the lowest target. So that's why my target's right around here. Solid 11%. So I think that this is not asking too much. My TP right here is right here, and I'm going to take my profit, takes partial profit, and then move my stop to break even if we do get up here, and that'll make me get into, you know, it'll make sure the trade is safe and 100% risk free if we do get up here. So that's going to be Arbitrum. All right, so next up we have KDA, and looking at this chart, this looks really bad. This is like absolute trash, garbage, terrible. Wouldn't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole. I want absolutely nothing to do with this, which is unfortunate because during the bull run last year, this was like a really solid coin and looked like it had so much potential. And yeah, it looked great. But this is so bad that I don't really have much to say about it. I mean, what do you want? You know, it's like here was the low. It broke the low. As soon as it broke this basically this major low down here, like as soon as it broke it down here, it got the retest one, retest two. Like this should have been short. You should have been shorting. Got the retest for the short, moved down, third retest just to fake everyone out, and then just, you know, all the way down. Just keep on, just hold it all the way down until some type of probably until here, and then this is probably when you would have you know, taken your profits. So it would have been a solid 40% gain. But yeah, it came all the way back up, and then if you were to get lucky enough to short it up here, this was obviously the area to short it at. So yeah, I'm not gonna want to. I don't want to touch this at all. I would not want to touch this at all. So this was the first area. Then the second major area was obviously down here, or I guess you could say it was right here. And so we had the major support, retested the supports, so we're just above it. And then, you know, as soon as we fell below here, this now became the major resistance. And we didn't even get a retouch. It just sold off, and, you know, that was it. It was just so bad. Someone tried to buy a whole bunch right here, but it was to no avail. This was probably a pump and dump, to be honest. And then now we're, you know, making another lower low. Like this is in literally no man's land. This is in Death Valley. So we call this Death Valley. So when things are up, let me go. I have to go all the way back here. Actually, you can't even do it on this coin because it literally spiked and then immediately sold off and never reached all-time highs. But basically, when a coin reaches new all-time highs, like price that has never been before, that is called blue sky territory. Down here, when it reaches new lows that it's never seen before, and it just keeps on reaching new lows over and over again, that's called Death Valley. And it's like, you just don't want to get into a coin like this. It's just absolutely, it's like the worst thing you could do, is to get into a coin that looks like this. So that is KDA. Sorry. Maybe if it comes back up above here, you could look for the retest, like this, and then try to get in there, and then hope for a breakout of this area, and look for and take profit right there, or maybe right there if you're feeling lucky. But yeah, until this happens, it's absolutely horrible. Okay, so one more, or I guess I'll do a couple more. One more that I do really want to do is Link. So this was the accumulation manipulation distribution chart that I posted like a long time ago, back before this even happened. And now we're in this, you know, big distribution phase, and I think that Link is going to 10, if not 11.93. I think like that's the move. So I would look at Link, and the reason why I'm pointing this out is because, like, if you look at it right here, I would start to stack Link in, because this is the 61.8 of this move, plus it's at this major support area, which you could see was like, you know, forever. It was major support, and the RSI looks pretty good. The MACD looks pretty solid. So everything looks pretty solid for Link. So I just want to point that out, that I think that it's a good buy. I do think that it's a good buy right now, and just literally all the way anywhere down here from where it is now all the way to down here is $6 is a great buy. I don't think that's even going to come down there. I think the lowest that it might come down is 6.3, but this is pretty solid for me. And honestly, you can go down to the low time frame and just, you know, buy here, stop underneath here, and then just wait for some type of setup to form. If it does happen to fall lower, you could wait for 6.33, and that'll save you about 4%. But yeah, this is, I just want to mention that because this is in the distribution phase of the power of 3 type deal, which I think is pretty solid. So Link, I think, is a good bet for the next, 6 months or 8 months or however long, it's going to take to actually move it up to at least $10. So just wanted to mention that. Also, if you look at Link against Bitcoin, it's, very good in the fact that it had the major support area, manipulation underneath of it into the bullish order block, move back up, and now it's, back down here. So it's back in the good area where I would want to load up, because this is pretty much the low, unless, yeah, I don't usually, when this happens, like it doesn't come back down to this area, like that's it. So this should be the low somewhere around here, somewhere in this area, basically in this green box for Link against Bitcoin as well. I mean, you never know, but yeah, I'm looking to find things that I could move my Bitcoin into that look pretty promising. So far I have, Arbitrum, and I have Dogecoin, of course, and now Link is also looking pretty solid as well. So we got that. Next up, let's do a meme coin. So how about PEPE? Let's look at PEPE on the weekly chart. Why is this? I mean, PEPE definitely has been around for longer than this, right? I get maybe not. I don't know. So yeah, this was, I guess this was it. So PEPE, I guess, go down to the daily chart. What do we have? We have this right here. So it's not the bad, like obviously if there's more data points to go off of, it would look better, but I think that if you draw this out, it already can. I mean, I guess you could do that and then have this could just be a deviation if you want to count it like that, but really this is the support. I mean, this is what I see as the major support down here, and this is where I would want to look for. I would simply just wait until the price comes down here, and I would look for longing opportunities, because yeah, this is a long. You could make the argument that this is a long. This is a bullish order block, so that's true. This was the break of market structure up, and this is a bullish order block. So yeah, I guess you could argue that this could be the low. Things don't look too bad for PEPE either. So obviously, like, the ideal zone is down here. It's not. It just doesn't look as clean as. Just doesn't really look as clean as the other charts. But I mean, this is pretty good. I don't know what's going on with the MACD, why I can't see it. But maybe if I restart it, I could reset it. I could see it better. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, it has the case. It has the case that it's coming off the bullish order block. I do like that. So go down to a lower time frame, maybe. I mean, you could. It would be better if if it comes back above here. I would rather see it close back above here. If it closes above here, then I would want to get in on some type of retest, like close up here, and then I would want to do that, because this is a pretty big, resistance right here, because it's not only the diagonal, but it's also the bearish order block. So let me do that. Where is it? Here. Bearish will be boom, boom, boom. Yeah, this is what I would do. Close up here, then I would long it. Otherwise, I would wait for the long down here, and then I would want to long it, look for something like this down here, or look for that and then SFP right there. So something like that. One of these things down here. Otherwise, I wouldn't really want to touch it right now, because also look at where it's at. Like, this is, I don't know. It seems to be like this whole area where it is right now seems to be like a resistance area to me. like on the underside. I mean, it has fallen quite substantially, and it did. This one could go either way, honestly. This one could go either way, but I don't see. I would rather do what I said and wait for it to close up here before looking for a long, or wait for it to pull back down here before looking for a long. It'll probably go up. But just given all of this resistance back here, you know, I just I'm not really liking it. All right, so next up on the list we got SUI. So let me get SUI up on the chart. This looks just as bad as KDA looked. So obviously we're not in death. Actually, this does not look as bad as KDA, because KDA is all the way down below here in Death Valley. This still has some hope. Obviously, this down here is the next support, so this would be the area that I would look for. Why is this? There you go, template green, and I'll put some, you know, I'll put some alerts in here. I'll say SUI coming. Oops, don't want that to happen. Coming into supports, and I'll just, you know, put that in there so everyone in the VIP gets alerted. But right now, obviously, it's in a major downtrend. Don't like it at all, and so I'm waiting for this to get hit. Even if you take the fib, it looks like it's below the 61. It is. Okay, so it's below the 61.8, so that's really bad too. The 78.6 would be the next target, so 0.38, and then after that, you know, the 88, and then 100%. I think it's going to come all the way back down here though. SUI, honestly, I think SUI is a cash grab. To be honest, I don't think that SUI, I much prefer Optimism and Arbitrum again over SUI. SUI, honestly, I just want to short SUI to the ground. I don't think that SUI is going to. It's hard to say. It's hard to really, like, you know, say this, but I'm under the impression that SUI will not ever go up. I think SUI was just a cash grab by VCs, and it's just never gonna go up again. Even in the bull market, I don't think it's gonna see new all-time highs. That might be a little much. Maybe that's a little too much, but as of right now, I don't see it. In fact, I don't know why I haven't shorted this. I think I tried shorting this right here, but I missed it. Yeah, I missed this because, well, I didn't miss it. It just never hit my entry. So that was a good shorting. Well, this is where I would have shorted it, but it missed it. So never got it. I tried shorting it a bunch actually, but it just never hit my targets. This was the other target. It never hit it. See, this was the bearish order block. It never hit it. This was the other bearish order block. Never hit it. It just kept on going down and down and down and down and down, and never retraced up. It just would sell off like crazy. And so now this is actually a really good area to look for shorts. So I'd probably, honestly, look for shorts right here. That's what I would do. Sort of like how there was on KDA, like the major support areas, and then it broke down. So we already got the first retest. Maybe SUI will act exactly like KDA did and come up and do the second retest before coming back down. So yeah, that's what I'll look for on SUI, and I'll look to just literally short it down, as you know, to basically to the ground. And that's what I'll do. I'm not going to put a whole lot into this, but I think that this is a pretty decent trade setup, especially because like even January, literally, like, I guess it came out in May, so you can't really say that it had the same upward trajectory like in all the other alts, like INJ, INJ had, like January, February, March, April, like it went up 700%. Like SUI just like went up like crazy initially, and then all the VCs and hedge funds and everyone else just like took their profits, and now it's just going down, and I think they're just going to continue taking profits. So yeah, that's going to be what I'm going to do for SUI. So let me just I'll put it in the I'll put it in the Discord, and I'll publish it. Finally, we have Mana, and Mana is back down in the weekly bullish order block, as you can see right here. A down move for the up move that broke the market structure on the weekly time frame, came all the way back down, tapped it once, came back up, and now it's tapping it again. So it's in the weekly bullish order block plus the previous support area. So this should be green right here for the support. So I like that, plus this big area of interest. So it's a big support AOI. Where is this? There you go. So we got some good, good looking area that we're in. Now the question is, are we going to get a reaction? Are we going to get something that gives us a trade setup? Because right now we don't have a trade setup. We just have, lower low. It's in a downtrend right now, obviously. So what you need to look for is a trade setup to form. I don't see anything on the 12-hour. Although, technically, if you want to get into the detail, like the nitty gritty, we're in the support. You could just say, I'm going to be buying it. I'm going to be buying it over here. And then, if it drops down to here, I'm going to sell it. That is a possibility. To be safer though, you could go down. Sorry, I just noticed I like the volume spikes. I do like the volume spikes. You could go down to a lower time frame to be safer. Wait for something to happen. Wait for a bullish market structure to form. So this right here, this is the high, and then it looks like this, it comes down. So if this could come back up to say like here and close like above here, maybe you could look for a long, like somewhere right here. Stop goes under there, and then a move up. Essentially, this is waiting for a bullish market structure shift, but the stop is going to be wider compared to just buying right here and then selling right there if it happens to fall. So this is where like risk management comes in. Maybe you could buy a little right here, put like, 0.5% risk on right here. And then if it comes up, then you could put another 0.5% risk on right here. And so you're risking 1%. And then let's say that it comes up above here and it closes above here. Then you could look to put on another 0.5 risk percent right here, and you can raise your stop, because you could raise your stop to either here or here, because the likelihood of it coming up once it closes up here is higher than down here, because at least this is some major support area, and this is a major, this is a swing high. Basically it's a swing high of this entire move down. So if it does close above this swing high, that would be pretty solid. That would mean that the buyers are definitely in control, and it's in an uptrend. It's in definite uptrend. This move would be a deviation of this low, and that would all make for a higher probability trade, or a better setup in general. So those are the options that you could do, that you could use when it comes to a chart like this, like on Mana. Like if I saw, I like this. I like this, bullish hammer candle. That's pretty good. You could also go down onto the 1-hour chart like I am right now and wait for it to close up here, like above here, and make a bullish market structure, and then try to get in right there with a stop, stop underneath here. It's all relative on, what time frame you're using and what you want to do. But generally speaking, like looking at the chart right now, it's in this zone. It's in this support area. It's in the support zone. It didn't quite reach this bottom area, but it's in this support zone in this weekly bullish order block. So it's not bad. It's not in a bad spot. And yeah, you could look for a long and potentially get lucky. Let's look at Mana. Let's look at Mana against Bitcoin and just see where that's at. So go to the weekly time frame. See, I don't like this. This is what I don't like about it. So this is closing in 3 days, and if it closes underneath here, then this is in Death Valley against Bitcoin. And that's not something that you want to see. You like just go into Bitcoin, you know, just literally go into Bitcoin. You're outperform holding mana if you just go into Bitcoin. So just go into Bitcoin, you know, when you see a chart like this. Now, if mana happens to come up against Bitcoin and reclaim this level, so let's go down to the daily chart, and let's say that it reclaims this level, right? Then you could try to enter mana right here on a retest, and then, you know, aim higher. Probably this would be your TP1, but I wouldn't go into mana until it looks better on the Bitcoin chart, because otherwise just go into Bitcoin. Like I like Doge, right? I like Doge because it is better. It looks good. It looks good on the Bitcoin chart. It's creating higher highs, higher lows, and now it's having this. It had this bull flag with a crash down into basically a support area, and it looks pretty solid. This is pretty good. The indicators are pretty good, right? Same thing against Ethereum, but you could also look at like ARB against Bitcoin right now too. It's at the support. It made the low, and it's created, you know, higher high. It's creating higher highs, and it's back above this major. It's back above this major area. You can actually lower this down just a tad bit. It's back above here, so I like that. So yeah, these look good against Bitcoin. So yeah, go, you know, buy it against USDT, sure, but mana does not look good against Bitcoin. So why even bother, you know? So that's the analysis on mana. Okay, I'm gonna do one more, or I'll do two more for you, and these last two are very special. So if you have stayed till the very end, you're getting a very special treat. So this one is BitTensor, and I'm sure you've never heard of it before unless you follow me like really, really closely, because this is an AI token that I think is totally like undervalued. This right here is the website. We're on the BitTensor website, and this is, you know, it has the white paper. You could read this white paper. Probably not going to do it. By the way, some alpha on reading shit like this is to download this app called Speechify. So there's this app called Speechify. This is it. And I'm telling you, I am in love with this app. I use it every single day. It allows me to read so much, so quickly, and understand it and comprehend things so much better than just reading it with my eyes, because it reads things out to you out loud while you're reading it. So highly, highly, highly recommend. And I will actually I'll put this in the description below for you to try it out. This was the very first thing after I think 8 years of me using Audible, you know, from Amazon to read books, because I read books all the time, read a lot of books. This is the only thing that has ever got me to switch from Audible over to something else, and it's so good. It is so good. So this is Speechify, and if I want to read, let's say I want to read this right here, I'll just download Speechify, and I'll start to, you're not going to be able to hear this, you're not going to be able to hear its speech, but this is what it does. It reads it out loud while it does this, and it highlights everything. So yeah, you could take the speed, and you can make it, you know, 2x speed or 5x speed or whatever you want, right? So that's that. But back to the actual, you know, update in this thing. The BitTensor, this obviously is like super complex. This website, obviously they should probably make this website like more user friendly, to be honest. But yeah, this is just, I don't know what it is. I don't even know like what it is about it, because I don't even understand half of this shit. But I really I just have such a good feeling about it that I'm buying. I have a bag of it. I definitely have a bag of it, and I think that it's going to do really well. And so that's all I really got to say about it, because I think that it's going to do really, really well in the bull market. So I'm stacking in Tau and BitTensor Tau. It's TAO, and this is the chart right now. So I bought a lot. I'm in the negative with it for sure right now because I've been buying it while it was moving up. So if it comes down back down to here, I'm gonna buy a little bit more, and then if it comes down here, I'm gonna buy more. Obviously, this is not financial advice. I have no freaking clue if this is gonna actually perform like I think it will or not. But I just gotta have a feeling. I just have a really good feeling about it. So I'll have to do a fundamental review of it. But I love the AI narrative, and I think that this one is undervalued. So right now, like looking strictly at the charts, this is the area this is what I see. This right here is where is the bullish order block, down move for the up move that broke the market structure. It was never retested. So I think that this is the area to look for long opportunities. In fact, I'm gonna put some alerts in here. I'm gonna say Tau, look for longing opportunities, or just buy spot and hold till next bull run. And that's what I'm gonna do when the price comes down here. So everyone in the VIP will get alerted. Same thing if it comes down here. I'll say this: Tau at support, at major supports. Look for buying opportunities. Okay. So we got that, and then I have down here these alerts in as well in case it comes down here. But yeah, this is where I would buy it. I'd probably put I'd do something like this, and my stop would go down here, and I would aim for the previous highs. First TP would be here. So this would be TP1 stop to break even, and that would be my trade for BitTensor. I would not get in right now, but yeah, that is a little gem. And then the second gem I'll talk about in 1 second. Okay, the last one that I'm going to talk about is Space, microvision chain, super low cap. This is one, I put $1,000 in here. I'm not putting crazy amounts of money. I'm not putting $5,000 or $10,000 or anything nuts into this because I don't know enough about it. But I have heard good things from someone who I trust. So I am buying some, and I'm going to buy a little bit more if it happens to come down here. I'm not putting too much into this, but this might be a sleeper. This might be one of those, 100x coins in the next year or so. So I figured, why not, risk it for the biscuit? This is all or nothing, zero or hero, rug, lose everything or make it big type of play. This is microvision chain. It's Space. And so this is the last one. And so if it does come back down here, I'll probably just buy some, not touch it. I'm just gonna wait. And then if it happens to go to 100, sell. I'll sell some, and that'll be that. And then I'll just hold it until maybe it goes to I don't know, 50 and then or 20 and 30, 40. I'll just sell it every $10 increments, basically. Every $50 increments. So once it reaches 100, I'll sell some. Once it reaches 150, 200, 250, if it happens to do that. This literally might do this. It literally might do that and go to zero. It might go like this and then go to zero. It might literally go all the way to 99, right? It might go to 99.75 and then dump and go to zero. So I'll take my profits at 95 just to be safe. I don't want to wait until exactly 100. But yeah, that it might do that. I have absolutely no idea. I just heard this coin being talked about on Twitter from someone who I like, and someone who got me into CAS super early. So I gotta thank him, and anything that he goes into, I basically go into with at least just a little bit. I'm not putting too much into this though. So yeah, that was that. By the way, if you have not liked this video yet, or subscribed to my channel, or turned on the bell notifications, do all three of those things, because this video has provided so much alpha. This video has been fire, absolute fire. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on bell notifications, leave a comment, do it all, because I just spent a long time going through so many coins and spitting some mad game when it comes to TA, giving you, Tau, Space, some of these coins that might do, 10x, 50x, 100x potential in the bull market. So I'm really spilling a lot right now. So if you appreciate it, thumbs up, smash the like button, subscribe, notifications on, comment, whole 9 yards. Love it. Awesome. So there's one more thing though that I want to talk about, and that is, there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about, but you know how in my market updates, I go over all of these fundamental indicators, these really important things, that are HODL ratio, the MVRVZ score, the Bitcoin rainbow chart, the CBBI, the Pi cycle top indicator, the crypto fear and greed index, along with a whole bunch of other things. Well, what I am doing is I am automating all of this. And so instead of me having to look, I'm still going to look at it every week, but I'm going to automate it so that when these things reach the levels, like when this MVRVZ score reaches the green zone, when the R-HODL ratio reaches the green zone, I'm going to have the alerts be pushed out to the Discord group, and they're going to go into the VIP members of the Discord group. So if you want these alerts to go off, these are the same alerts that I used to, basically call the top and call the bottom of back when it was $50,000 and back when it was $20,000. I use these to help me formulate the alerts, help me formulate the game plan. And so if you want these alerts to go off, then you can join the Discord group. Just join the free one, or just click the link in the description for the WAP, and then you click this button right here, boom, or you just go to the WAP initially in the description. Right now, $49 a month. This is actually sort of insane. It should be $197. It was $197 last month, but I decided to lower it down to $49. And when I need 5 people to join, okay? When 5 new people join the Cryptolete VIP at $50 a month, $49 actually, then I'm going to set up the bots because, it's costly. It costs me sort of a lot of money to set up all the bots to get them to automatically go into the VIP as alerts. So all you need to do is go to wap.com/cryptolete, and you could pay via credit card, or if you want to do crypto payment, you could get an entire year. You get, money off, you save money, you get discount if you do the entire year. This is not going to be $49 per month for very long. I'm just doing this while I work on my course. And once I'm finished with my course, then I'm going to raise this up to $97 a month. And I'm basically going to say, okay, the first 20 people that join are getting this at $49 a month. The next 20 people, it's going to be $97 a month. And after that, it's going to $147. And then after that, it's going to $197 per month, because that's the average price is $197 per month. And that's what it was before. Unless we have a bull market, then it's jumping. It's going straight up to $197. So you get all of the alerts, everything that I just went through in this, in this market update, basically how I set alerts for Dogecoin and for all of these other coins, right? For Arbitrum, for all this stuff, you get alerted when they go off, and it looks like this. I'll just show you. Go down here, go to the alerts and the VIP, and you can see like Doge alert went off, like Ethereum hit the neckline of the inverse head and shoulders. Look for bullish setups. Like it tells you when to look for bullish setups. Like, because I put these alerts into TradingView, and then I have them automatically pushed into the Discord group. So if you know how to trade, and you're already looking at setups, on your own, and you want to know where the setups are for other trades, like when the price hits good areas of interest, then definitely this group is the one to join, because it obviously, I tell you exactly when I'm getting in, exactly when I'm getting out, all this stuff. So pretty sweet deal. So when the next 5 people join, that is when the MVRVZ score, the R hodl ratio, the Bitcoin rainbow chart, the CBBI, all of these things will be automated into the Discord group. So if you want that, go to wap.com/cryptolete and join. So, and you'll save a bunch of money if you join for the year. And also, this is only going to be for the next 10 people. After 10 people join at $49 a month, I'm raising it up to 97. So there's that. And I think that was it. I'm pretty sure that was it. So we went through a lot. This was a very long, but very educational market update. And I hope everything works out. Hopefully we bounce from here. I'm really hoping we do. It's very possible that we don't, but things are looking all right. Even the S&P 500 had a nice little move up. This actually is a bullish formation right here. So things are looking okay. I think we are going to get a little bit of a bounce. Hopefully Doge can, get up to my take profit and we can make some money there. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and there's so much in store. You're awesome, stay profitable, and I'll see you in the next video.